Good morning, Joel Peters, the Planning Operations Trainee for the Rocky Mountain Type 1 team, here to provide an operational briefing for September 14th. We'll get started on the north portion of the Smith Fire. We'll get started in Branch 1, Division Foxtrot. One thing to show, we did not get an IR over the fire yesterday, so there was a little bit of activity that's not going to show on this map, but we'll talk about it. In Division Foxtrot, a lot of patrol and mop-up continuing through here in the areas where we've got good blackout towards our control feature, the main road through here. Out into the Green Island in Foxtrot, we had some activity near DP 13 that kind of picked up yesterday, but it moved towards the south, and it actually helped us out quite a bit by increasing some of the black line in here, and then going forward that'll actually help us out by provide something to work off of for some additional firing operations if needed, to be able to close some of these pieces in and create more depth within that for that control feature. Have not done any aerial ignition in there. Doesn't really seem like the time to do it or anything like that, so we're going to kind of let stuff do its thing in there and work off of it to enhance that control line. So things were looking good up there yesterday. Moving into golf, they're still continuing. They got a little bit of work left over our green primary control line to get that completed. Mastication, some falling, and the like in there, and additional prep to get that kind of locked in and ready. Really want to get these primary lines in. Over today is one day, and then also Friday are some predicted days of some potential for some fire growth. So we want to get this stuff in, and that's been our priority. So hopefully here today we can get some of that locked in if we have any fire movement. Still, once again, we've got some smaller box stuff in here that we're hopefully going to be able to utilize. We really wanted to get this in first because we knew this drier weather was coming. But then depending on how we weather the storm and how it goes, we'll definitely continue to work on making that smaller as we can. The spots out here, definitely been putting some folks into some of them, and haven't had any issues in there with any movement in those yet. So we'll see how the weather goes moving forward. Moving south, down towards Bravo, they've got pretty much this piece tied in with prep and mastication into the rough patch fire, so that's good. We've got that our primary line, main feature completed, and Ash Valley, they're still working on a little bit of prep in there on the east side of the valley as well. So if these spots get active, we've got more protection for those structures. One of the bigger concerns we have is this large spot out here. Some of the fire modeling is showing the potential for that to move south in the heavier dead and down fuels that are in there from the burn scar. So that'll be a main focus for us if we have any increase in activity in there. Prevent anything from going south, or if it does try and move towards the west, keeping stuff out of Ash Valley. Still a little bit of work left in our alternate line here in case we were to have issues there, but hopefully here shortly that'll be completed as well. So we've kind of got the point where we'll have some main feature line, control feature lines in, and we'll have a lot of options to be able to work off of if we do have any active fire in some of these locations. They did do a little work on the finger that's been out there forever in the Buckeye 3 burn. They were able to tie a piece off the tail end of that finger down into this road system. So if we were to get something in there that did get active, it's kind of compartmentalized. So we wouldn't necessarily have to burn this whole piece. You'd be able to basically, if this side tried to move, potentially keep it in there and keep it small. And if it moved this way, keep it in there. Kind of giving us some options of kind of compartmentalizing that to, once again, bring that box as small as we possibly can. So if that does move, we got some additional options in there. The little bit uncontained fire edge here, so they're working hard on that, anticipating hopefully we'll have some containment in there as well in the coming days also. Still a little bit of work, but keep hammering it hard. Echo heavy patrol mop-up still. We were able to contain this piece in here yesterday, so that's good. Had a lot of work to complete in there, but took a while to get her, but we've got it. And then we've got some of the Echo resources also maintaining, keeping this road open with some falling teams and some heavy equipment as well, just to be able to keep traffic moving through there for fire access for our resources. Moving south into Branch 3, still kind of same story on the western side of chipping, finishing up a little bit of road work in there as well on some of these access roads that were getting pretty torn up. Moving on to hotel side, and once again, I think I mentioned this yesterday, but we did combine some divisions in here. Now we're to the point of just hotel and Juliet. The containment is creased enough in there that we've able to kind of shrink that down and then share some resources up to Smith. So that's starting to look really good. Still hammering the slot from the other day. They've got some additional lines in there to be able to, if something does happen with today's weather and or Friday, they've got some options in there to keep it as small as possible and go direct on it as needed. Increase a little bit more containment, creeping towards the north every day. They're adding a little bit in here from all the patrol and mop up they're doing, so that's really good on getting that hooked around the corner and contained. Yesterday in the afternoon, they did do some aerial ignition with a helicopter and dropping some PSD aerial ignition devices into this piece right here to tie it into the road. That all went really well. So we've got a pretty good feature in here now with getting black along the river. So we've got the black along the river, goes the river, band of trees, and then the road. They didn't have any spots in that band of trees like they did the previous shift, so it's all looking really well in there. And then going into some aviation operations yesterday, we did get a fixed wing air attack from the other fire. They were able to see some stuff, but due to some of the settling of smoke and the like, they weren't able to see everything, but they did help us out a bit. And then we still got the complement of a couple Type 1s and a couple Type 3s at our helibase. And if we get in that increased activity, hopefully be able to utilize some of our aviation operations in areas as needed throughout the fire, and will all depend on visibility, and that's been our biggest hang up with aviation operations over the time we've been here. So that's the plan for today. Thanks.